there's good news for Nebraska football yesterday, as I just mentioned a few minutes ago.
I wondered if you noticed.
Oh, yeah. Oh, did I notice the news about Nebraska landing a big-time tight end? Yes, I did. Nebraska last night, Sip, gets the commitment from Georgia transfer tight end Eric Gilbert, who was at LSU, by the way, before that. And, he's a former five-star tight end making his way to Nebraska. Now, think about this, Sip. Just envision this. We used to close our eyes in this show, but we haven't done that for a long time.
I'll do it.
Close your eyes. Okay. Let's look at fall of 2023. Matt Rule, new offense.
Beard.
You've got a healthy Thomas Fedoni playing. We've not seen yet at Nebraska. Also, former big-time tight end recruit. And with him,
I opened it a little bit. Go ahead.
Eric Gilbert is on the line also.
Well, two.
You got two
double tights.
You got a double tight end set. And two former number one tight ends in the country.
Yeah. One's a 5-star, one's a 4-star.
That's right. And all of a sudden, you've got both of them playing. They're both healthy. Yes, Fedoni's healthy in this instance. And they're wrecking apart the field like Iowa did with Hawkinson and Fant back in the day.
You know what? Sam McEwen.
Can't open your eyes now.
Sam McEwen mentioned it in his 3 takes. Omaha World Herald Sam McEwen. He threw in a line at the end of his 3 takes on Eric Gilbert joining Nebraska's roster. He threw at the very end. Nebraska's offense is not going to get caught without weapons like Iowa did last year. They're not. I mean, Nebraska's got them. That's why, Jake.
I'm listening.
That's why. I mean, as these things continue to unfold, this is not a rebuild. This is a reset. Eric Gilbert is another example of why this is not a rebuild. It's a reset. I would say if you're now ranking the incoming players from the transfer portal, I'm interested, and I don't know if you can do this because you don't have them all in front of you. I mean, I'm going to go with Billy Kemp number 1 because he's going to catch 50 passes for sure. I mean, he's just going to no matter what. You know, Billy Kemp.
Yeah, for the Virginia transfer.
Yeah. I would say now where.
But you don't like, small receivers though.
Yeah, but he's
he's
productive receiver.
A little bit here.
He's a productive receiver.
Proud of you.
Now, easy.
What you have been very harsh on small receivers.
When you have 3 of them lined up, okay. It's a problem. 1 I'm fine with.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. When you line up 3, 5, 10 and belows, forget it. You look like a Division II team.
Okay, we're growing up here then.
Yeah. Billy Kemp, I would say, is number 1. I'm going to say the second most important incoming transfer is Ben Scott.
Ben Scott, the center. Yeah. I'd put him at number 1.
Okay.
Ben Scott's my number 1.
Okay. Now, what are you doing with Jeff Sims?
Well, Jeff Sims, if he's going to be the starting quarterback, is no worse than 3 on this list.
That's a big
probably second.
Yeah.
Or first.
Even if he's the second number 2 quarterback, he's probably third in my list. And then I'd go with Eric Gilbert.
Well, listen, Eric Gilbert, for those who think he's just another guy from Georgia who didn't play. Well, here's the deal. 2020 at LSU, he could have been he looked like a first-round pick. He was SEC's all-freshman team, 35 catches, 368 yards, and 2 touchdowns in 8 games.
Put the first-round tag on him, huh?
That's Husker Online put that on there.
First-round pick?
Yeah. Who wrote that? Was it Sean?
Really?
Sean put that. Sean Callahan, your colleague, Husker Online, said, after Gilbert's freshman season at LSU in 2020, he looked like a potential future first-round NFL draft.
Well, okay. We are talking about, Nebraska. We got to stop and pause and think about something. Nebraska doesn't get 5-star players very often, and they just got 2 of them. I didn't even mention MJ Gilbert for some reason. MJ Sherman.
Yeah,
MJ
Sherman. Edge rusher.
God, you're good. You are good. MJ, that's impressive that you catch my fumbles.
I'm used to it.
You jump on my fumbles.
Yeah.
MJ Sherman, he's a 5-star player from Georgia. I don't even know what I think. This stuff is happening so fast that we have to process the fact that Nebraska has just landed 2 5-star players from Georgia. I think what you'll see in Tunnel Talk today on HuskerOnline.com, I'll look at it when we get a chance, is Sean Callahan wrote that Rule has a coaching friend that they used to coach together at Western Carolina who's on who's on the Georgia staff. And Rule told him, we'll take your guys. Just put it out there. We're open for business for your guys that are going into the portal. So Nebraska had a connection. They almost got Brett Seether. Brett Seether was a Georgia tight end, down the line a little bit. They almost got him. He was on campus. He ended up going to Georgia Tech. So as far as these 5-star guys go, we're in rarefied air a little bit. Eric Gilbert, the player we're talking about right now, was the first high school tight end to be named National Gatorade Player of the Year since the inception of the award in 1985. He was the National Player of the Year, Eric Gilbert. I mean, we're talking about a guy who caught 101 passes for 1,760 yards for a Class 7A team in Marietta, Georgia. That's 117 yards per game. Okay, 14 touchdowns. You mentioned what he did at LSU. Now, we're also talking about a player who sat out the 2021 season at Georgia dealing with personal issues. Now, Kirby has talked about Eric Gilbert a few times and said, our main focus is to get him well off the field. So there's that. There's that part of it. Now, there's also the part where why is he transferring? Well, they have Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers, as our friend Vince Napa, California would tell you, is very good. He's from Napa.
He's probably the best tight end.
He's exceptional. He's very, very good.
Right. And then they had Darnell Washington this year, who's headed probably to the NFL now. So, and then they have another guy. They've recruited really well at the position. So Eric Gilbert popped free into the portal. Nebraska gets him. Nebraska gets him after they lose Vokalek. Was Vokalek's first name Travis?
Travis Vokalek.
Travis Vokalek and Chancellor Brewington. Mm-hmm. So there's a need. Nebraska has all these tight ends, in addition to Fedoni, 6 scholarship tight ends, but none of them really have any experience. A.J. Rollins, James Carney. Hickman has a little.
Chris Hickman.
Yeah, Chris Hickman has a little experience. Chase Androff, no experience. Brody Tagaloa, no experience. Borkacher's a walk-on. Now, he had 6 catches.
He's played.
Yeah, he had 6 catches last year. So I don't know if Gilbert pans out well, and Fedoni is indeed, and by the way, I've heard Fedoni is training at a super high level.
Well, it's for him. It's just staying healthy. We know he has a lot of talent. We just haven't seen it here because he's been hurt for 2 years in a row.
So here's the bottom line, Jake. If you have, like you made me close my eyes and envision, Gilbert, Fedoni, and Borkacher, you feel really good about that top 3.
Well, it'd be nice to have the middle of the field taken care of with the tight ends. Yeah. How about red zone targets? How about third down and 5?
Tight end guy, aren't
third
you?
and how many times in this show's history have I said utilize the tight ends?
Well, look at the 2 they might have out there.
That'd be pretty impressive.
Yeah, I might close my eyes again.
Now, I want to address a part of the fan base that it might say, well, look, what? How is this different than last offseason with 2 guys from Alabama coming in, Stephon Wynn and Kane Williams? We saw Stephon Wynn play. He was fine.
Wynn played a lot.
He did. He wasn't a game changer, but he was fine. Mm-hmm. We never saw Kane Williams play.
Kane Williams was damaged goods. He came with a shoulder issue.
Well, some people might ask, are these guys damaged goods? Now, well, we can answer that question.
What's his name? MJ Sherman?
MJ Sherman.
He did injure a knee he tore his ACL in his junior year of high school, and there was a partial meniscus tear. And there is some talk down south in SEC land. He lost it. He never really got his explosiveness back. Now, we'll see on that. Now, a 4th-string player at Georgia might be a first-string player at Nebraska. Let's face it. Let's be real. And that's what you're looking at. I mean, Eric Gilbert was probably in that 4th-string range. He made 2 catches, played in 3 games out of 15. Probably 4th, 5th string. That might be your best tight end. That's the way it works right now. That's okay. and he might be really good. He's in a
Well,
position with 2 first rounders.
We just saw Trey Palmer, who was a third or fourth string receiver at LSU, become a great receiver at Nebraska.
Exactly.
Exceptional receiver. No, he got an opportunity here.
He could be a 3rd round draft pick this year.
He could be.
Yeah.
He's needed a chance to show it in a very stacked receiver room at LSU.